to ShowMeTheCurry.com. I'm Anuja.
And I'm Hital, and today we're making vegetable lasagna. It's one of the most highly requested recipes on our website.
And actually, a lot of people associate Italian food with as being bland and not being powerful enough for our palate. So here we have actually spiced it up so that it just gives that wonderful oomph, and you can really enjoy it. So here's what you need.
Approximately half package of lasagna noodles, salt to taste, 1 26-ounce can of spaghetti sauce, 4 teaspoons olive oil divided, 1 pound bag of frozen chopped spinach, 1 8-ounce box of mushrooms, green chili finely chopped to taste, 2 cloves of garlic finely chopped, Italian seasoning, garlic powder, crushed red pepper to taste, 1 15-ounce container of ricotta cheese, 2 cups of shredded mozzarella cheese, 1½ cups of shredded Parmesan cheese, a handful of fresh basil leaves, and approximately 5 sprigs of Italian parsley, 1 egg.
So for the lasagna, we have a pot of water and it's already boiling. You're going to go ahead and put in some salt. It's 1 teaspoon of salt. And we're going to go ahead and put in the noodles.
Now most lasagna noodles, if you read the package, ours says about 10 to 11 minutes. You want to definitely follow that exactly. Whatever it says, cook it only to that level, and then you might want to set your timer also. You definitely don't want to overcook these because they will turn mushy.
So while the pasta is boiling, we've gone ahead and heated up the pan on medium heat.
And we're going to add about 2 teaspoons of oil. Okay, so our oil is hot, so we're going to add about 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning. Now anytime you use those dry seasonings, it's good just to rub it between your hands and let all the flavor out. And we're also going to add our green chilies in. And then we can add in our spinach. Now this is a frozen spinach we're using. We've washed it and drained it. You can also go ahead and add in a little bit of salt.
Okay, that's the pasta timer. We're going to go ahead and turn this off, and we're going to drain out all the liquid from it. We also have garlic powder over here. You can just sprinkle a little bit on this, or you can actually use fresh garlic as well.
Now the spinach doesn't have to cook for very long because again it's going to cook in the oven later on, and it should take maximum about 4 to 5 minutes.
Okay, the spinach looks done. We're going to go ahead and turn off the stove now.
Okay, so our pasta is drained from the hot water, and we're going to put it out flat on a piece of foil, and that way they won't stick to each other while we're working on the rest of our stuff.
So for the next layer of mushrooms, we've got a medium-sized pan on medium heat, and we're going to go ahead and put in 2 teaspoons of oil. And we're going to go ahead and add in the chopped garlic before the oil heats up. That way it doesn't, number 1, it doesn't burn, and number 2, it flavors the oil as well.
Now we've gone ahead and sliced our mushrooms, and if you notice we've kept them nice and thick because mushrooms have a tendency to kind of melt away if you cut them slice them too thinly. You can also go ahead and salt them also.
This looks good. It's done. It doesn't have to get overcooked. So you can go ahead and turn off the stove.
Okay. Be sure you take these mushrooms and pull them out into like a dish or something, because if you keep it in the hot pan, it's going to continue to cook and let more water go. Okay, so now we're going to make the ricotta cheese mixture, and this is a very mild and really flavorless cheese usually, but we're going to spice it up so it will taste fabulous. So we have a can of ricotta cheese we're going to add. And to that cheese we have fresh finely chopped parsley and also basil. Okay. And now we're also going to put some garlic powder.
Italian food, it's got to have garlic.
Absolutely. And we also have the Italian seasoning. we have crushed red chili. And here's a little bit of salt. Now, you might want to taste this right now because we're going to add an egg in here. And you can't taste it after you put the raw egg in. So taste it right now and make sure the salt and make sure all the spices are enough to your taste. And then we can go ahead and add in the egg. Okay, so that's perfect according to our taste. And we're going to go ahead and put in our egg.
Now if you're a pure vegetarian and you don't eat eggs, it's okay to leave it out. Mix well.
And finally we have our mozzarella and Parmesan cheeses. We're just going to fold in there. This is about a cup each.
Here we have a 9x13 pan. It's oven proof, and we're going to first go ahead and quickly coat it with cooking spray just so it doesn't stick. We're going to take the sauce and we're going to just put it at the bottom. So we're just going to quickly smear it around.
And on top of the sauce goes our pasta noodles. And we're going to lay them right next to each other.
And we're going to go ahead and put in more sauce. And here I want to just make sure there's sauce in every part of the pasta.
And I'm going to go ahead and scoop our cheese mixture. And on top of that, you can choose either your spinach or your mushrooms, whichever one you want to go first, but I'm going to choose spinach. Okay.
And now we're ready for the next layer of pasta. And we're ready for another layer of spaghetti sauce actually.
We're ready for a second layer of cheese. And now we're ready for our mushrooms. Now we call this a vegetable lasagna using spinach and mushrooms, but there are a lot of different vegetable recipes, vegetable lasagna recipes available. I know we make one with also eggplant and zucchini too, so that's a good option.
And the other thing, actually, another variation you can do is change out the sauce. Instead of the spaghetti sauce, you can use Alfredo sauce, and it just gives a whole new taste and a whole new dimension to it.
Okay, so we are ready for our final layer of pasta.
So now for the next layer, for the sauce, we have 1/3 of the can left, and we have all the flavor, the juice from the mushrooms with all the wonderful garlic. Yeah, is still left over, so we're going to go ahead and just add it to our sauce.
And this is a great make-ahead dish. So you can do all of this up to this point and just keep it in the refrigerator, and if you're having guests, pull it out of the fridge or pull it out of the freezer and just pop it in the oven and it's good to go. So it stays very well.
That's right.
So finally we have some mozzarella cheese we're just going to layer on the top. And if you want, this always looks pretty on the white, we have some sliced black olives.
So before we had started layering the lasagna, we had preheated the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're going to go ahead and put this in for 50 minutes at 350, and in the last 10 minutes we're going to do it on broil so that it gets a nice golden color on top.
And very important, we need to cover it. So you can take a piece of foil, or if your pan already comes with a cover, either way is fine. Be sure you cover it before you put it in the oven. So our lasagna is out of the oven. It smells fabulous.
It sure does. And you actually might want to keep an eye on the broil part of it. So our lasagna actually has been sitting for about 10-15 minutes, and look at it.
It looks beautiful.
Beautiful.
One final touch, we have some chopped parsley you can just garnish with.
So join us again on another episode of ShowMeTheCurry.com.
Adding a pinch of spice to your life.